Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. This is Jasmine, working as an assistant professor in CSA department. Here we are in lecture series 4 in C programming. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about the part 2 of the functions. Now let's see the predefined functions. Library functions are predefined functions, and these functions were already developed by someone and it is available to the user to use. Some of the predefined functions are ceil, flow, square root, power, abs, similarly printf, scanf, etc. Here we see the example program for predefined functions. Let's see the example program. First we write the header file stdio.h. The next one is math.h. Why we are using math.h means here we are using the built-in functions like ceil, flow, square root, power, abs. For this we have to use the header file math.h. Next one is hash include conio.h. Next main function. Inside the main functions we are using all the built-in functions. The first one is ceil, that is ceil of 3.6 in the sense it will display 4. Next one is ceil of 6.3 in the sense it will display 7. Next one is floor of 3.6. Floor of 3.6 in the sense it will display 3. Next one is floor of 7.2. It will display 7. The next one is square root of 16. Square root of 16 in the sense, as you know, is 4. Next one is square root of 49, 7. This power of 2 power 4 means this 16. Next one is power of 3 comma 3 in the sense 27. And abs in the sense minus, if you are giving the value as negative, it will return the value as positive. Suppose if we are giving as abs of 0 means it will return 0. Abs of minus 1 in the sense it will display 1. Abs of 9 means it will display 9. This is the output for the above predefined function program. First 4 represent it is ceil of 3.6 in the sense it display 4. Second one is ceil of 6.3, it displays 7. Third one is floor of 3.6, it displays 3. Next one is floor of 7.2, display 7. Next one is square root of 16, that is 4. Next square root of 49, that is 7. Next power of 2 power 4, that is 60. Next one is power of 3 power 3, that is 27. Last one is abs of minus 2, that is it return the positive value 2. Next we see the regression. What is regression? Regression in the sense it is a function. It calls itself repeatedly until it reaches the condition. And also one thing here noted is exit condition should be mentioned. If you are not mentioning the exit condition, this regression loop will go to infinite loop. And the syntax given is function 1 of, inside the function again we are calling the function 1 of. Here we see the various types of regression. The various types of regression are, the first one is direct regression, second one is indirect regression, third one is linear regression, fourth one is binary regression, and fifth one is n-array regression. First we see what is direct regression. Direct regression means it is directly, a function is directly recursive if it calls itself. Second one is indirect regression. It means it calls another function which in turn calls another function. For example, if the function name is A, inside the function A we are calling the function B. And again inside the function B we are calling the function A. That is indirect regression. Third one is linear regression. Linear regression in the sense it makes only one recursive call. And fourth one is binary regression. Binary regression that means it calls itself twice. The last one is n-array regression. N-array regression in the sense it calls itself n time. These are the various regression types. Here we see the example program for regression. First we are writing the header file stdio.h and conio.h. And next we are mentioning the function declaration. It should be written, already you know, it should be written before the main function. Inside the main function we are declaring the variable n and result as integer. And next we are entering the number, and we are entering the number using the scanf function. And next line we are calculating the factorial value using the factor function, and the resultant factorial value is stored in the result variable. This factorial definition part is displayed in the next slide. And after calculating the factorial value, the result value is displayed. This is the definition part of factorial function, and here we are mentioning the exit condition. That is, if x is equal to 0, we are returning the value as 1. If we are not mentioning this exit condition, this loop will go to an infinite. So here we are mentioning the exit condition as x is equal to 0. 0 means it will return 1. Yes, we are calculating the function factorial value. It is return x star fact of x minus 1, and this fact of x minus 1 represents the regression. It will repeatedly calculate the value until it reaches the condition. And here this is the sample output for the above program. If you are entering the number as 4, the factorial value is written as 24. Next we see the parameter passing. There are two methods for passing the parameter. The first one is called by value or pass by value, and the second one is called by reference or pass by reference. First we see the call by value or pass by value. Here, while calling a function, the value of the actual parameter is copied to the formal parameters. So it works on the copy and not on the original values. And also, main thing here is, whenever the change is made on the formal parameters, it will not affect the actual parameter. And the syntax given is function name of argument list, and this argument list is the actual parameter. Here we see the example program for call by value. First we are writing the header file, hashing yesterday about.hash, and next one is conio.hash. And next we are declaring the function declaration that should be returned before the main function. Next one is main function, open brace, and inside the main function we are declaring the variables a and b, and also next we are assigning the values for a and b, a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. And before swapping, we are displaying the values. Before swapping, how the value of a and b is. Here the value of a and b is a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. And after that we are performing the swapping operations, and this a comma b, it is the actual parameter. Here the value 10 comma 20 is passed. This 10 comma 20 is the actual parameter, and this parameter is copied into the formal parameter. So it works on the copy, not on the original values. And this, whenever the cursor comes here, this function call, the control automatically moves to the definition part. And the definition part will be in the next slide. And after performing the swapping operation, it again, after swapping, it will display the a and b value. But the value never changed, because the reflection, it will not reflect the actual, whatever the changes made in the formal parameter, it will not reflect in the actual parameter. Next we see it in the next slide. This is the definition part of the swap function. Here the value of x and y, that is a and b, is passed over here, that is 10 and 20. And using the temporary variable, we are swapping the values, that is 20 is moved to x, and 10 is moved to y. That is exchanging. And after that, after completing this swapping process, the control goes to the particular function call. Here, main thing here is, already you know, it is actual parameter is copied into the formal parameters, and it is works on the copy, not on the original value. So whatever the changes made in the swapping definition will not reflect to the formal parameter. So original value is displayed after swapping also. Next one is call by reference or pass by reference. What is the difference between call by value and call by reference in the sense? In call by value, the value is passed, and the changes made in the formal parameters will not reflect in the actual parameters. But in call by reference, address is passed over, but the main thing here is the changes made on the formal parameters will affect the actual parameter of the calling function. This is an example program for call by reference or pass by reference. Actually, it's the same program as in call by value, a small change only. Let's see what are the changes. Okay, start. First one is header file, std.h, conio.h, and here we are declaring the function. It should be returned before the main function only. And next, here we are, one thing noted is, here we are mentioning the star, that is pointer variable. And next one is main function. Inside the main function, we are declaring the two variables a and b, and assigning the value as a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. And next we are displaying the value, that is a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. After that, we are performing the swapping operation. In this swapping operation, we are passing the address of A and address of B. That is, A equal to 10 means this 10 will be stored in particular address location. For example, 1000 means, and 20 will be stored in address location 1002. So, this 1000 and 1002 will be passed over here. Whenever this calling function is here come, the control automatically transferred to the definition part. And definition part will be in the next slide. This is the definition part of the swap function. Here, void swap of int star x comma star y. Star x means the value of address 1000, that is 10. And star y means the value of the address 1002, that is 20. So 10 and 20 is passed over here, and using the temporary variable we are exchanging the values, that is x is equal to 20 and y equal to 10. We are exchanging. After swapping, we are displaying the value, that is in swap x is equal to 20 and y equal to 10. Actually the value is swapped. Here main thing already you know, the changes made in the formal parameters will affect the actual parameter, that is address location is same. So after swapping, the value displayed is A equal to 20 and B equal to 10. That is, it will affect the formal actual parameters. Thank you for watching this presentation.